Hello, my lovely viewers. Let's take a quick look at this question. This question we are asked: a solution contains 98 grams of tetraoxosulfacic acid per dn cubed. We are now asked to determine the formality and the normality, given different options here. Now, for you to be able to determine the formality, what do you understand by formality? Formality is simply the formula unit of solute per what? Per dn cubed of a solution. That is to say that formality is equal to what? Molarity. Anytime you hear formality, formality is what? Is molarity. And what is molarity? Molarity is equal to what? Mole of solute. Mole of solute divided by what? Volume of what? Volume of solution. This one is of course mole concept. All right. Now, molarity is equal to what? Mole of solid over what? Volume of what? Of solution. You can also say that when something is given in grams, find the mole of that thing is what? Is the molarity. So for us to be able to determine the formality, we must be able to find the mole of these two things. That is 98 grams of what? Tetraoxosulfacic acid. And now on the other hand, what is normality? Normality is the equivalent number of solutes per dn cubed of a solution. All right. With normality is always given as formality times the n factor. Formality times n factor. Normality is equals to what? F factor. What you have here is your f. All right. Times what? N factor. N factor. These things are very, very simple. All right. Now, formality is what you have here. Remember, this one is formality. Formality is equals to this thing. All right. Now, your n factor now is what? Your normality now will now be what? The formality times what? The n factor. N factor is gotten from, we have acid, base, salt, and redox reaction. All the reactions. Now, for acid, the number of replaceable hydrogen ion is the n factor. For base, the number of hydroxyl ion is the n factor. For salt, the total number of charges of the salt is the n factor. And for redox reaction, the total number of electron is the n factor. Now, for instance now, H2SO4, the n factor here will be what? Will be 2, because the total number of replaceable ion here is what? Is 2. For base n, let's just say CaOH. This is a base. Now the total number of hydroxyl ion here is what? Is 2. Look at this 2 here is what? Is 2. If you have something like NaOH, the n factor will be equals to what? Will equals to 1, because we have what? Only one hydroxyl ion. Are you following? Then for salt, if you have something like NaCO3, all right, the total number of n factor here, the total number of charges here, remember this n one is minus, or this one, the total number of charge here will be what? Will be equals to what? 2, because of this 2. This one will exchange radical. All right. Now for redox reaction, we also have that a detail of this normality and formality is uploaded on my YouTube channel. Look at YouTube channel. Now let's go back to this question. Now in this question, we are going to find the formality. Formality, we are saying the mole. For you to determine the mole of this one, we have what? Formality is equals to what? 98 over what? The molar mass of what? Of H2SO4. Formality is equals to what? 98 divided by, if you here 4 times 16 will give us 64, plus 32 plus 2 will give us what? 98. So formality is equals to what? 1. Do you get that? Now for normality, now normality is equals to, what is your formality? Formality is 1 times, what is the n factor of the acid? Look at n factor of the acid. Acid is what? H2SO4. The number of replaceable hydrogen ion here is what? Is 2. So it's what? 2. Normality now will be equals to 1 times, so give us what? 2. So our answer will be what? 1 and 2. Look at 1 for formality and 2 for what? For normality. For more of this video, do well to like, share, and comment.